Hi and welcome back to another video of Dad's RC Hangar. Today we're not cooped up in the hangar, today we are in the open. We are in the wildlife of the gods. This is our airfield. This is where we fly planes, copters, what am I talking about? Copters, helicopters, and planes, helicopters, and also quads and anything else that goes up in the air and flies around. Today we're bringing you here to the field so I can run in my engine. Not flying a plane today, but we'll film a few planes. But today we're going to do our engine, so let's get to it. Alrighty, first things first. Now I have run this in and we will speak to Andy, who's been taking me through the safety features. Trousers warning down. But let's fill this up with fuel. I've already done one tank just to get it warm and running. Now we need to do it about 6,000 revs to get it warmed in. So let's fill this puppy up. Let's bring it over here. Might need to bring it on the back here. Just to put it up. It's heavy. So obviously if you saw the previous video where I've done it in the hangar, it got a bit smoky. Right, let's fill this bad boy up. There we go. Plenty fuel, plenty fuel. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to empty the line. I do need some bits to stick it together, but today it's good. Wet fuel gets everywhere. I guess why people like electric. Put the cap on. Okay. So we don't use a chicken finger. Where are you? Sun is always against me. Sun is this side. Here we go. We don't use a chicken finger. We use an electric. Yeah, no. So, listen to that. Beautiful. If you can just listen, you can just hear aeroplanes. Right, so here we go. Let's turn it backwards just so we hear which way, just to make sure our thing's going. Cheers. So what we do, we turn the engine just until it hits the compression. We'll bring it just out throttle. We'll get our glow plug starter. Try that again. And I believe if you're lucky, Paul in his quad is going to be videoing us. So let's stick that in. Keeping away. So safety tips that I've been told, me, when you start it, exaggerate, move your arm away. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, here we go. Woohoo! Well, I tell you what, it feels awfully weird being in a field filming. Bit of a strange one. Anyway, did you see this bad boy go round? Wow. I mean, it is scary. I mean, you've got to be safe. And you know, we'll do another video on the safety features that Dave has just gone through with me today to tell me, you know, the best practices and the best way to do things. Because, you know, this can be seriously, and this is a hobby, so we want to enjoy ourselves. And we want to go home with the fingers that we come with. Now, so I have done this 3 times. I've done it at a very low RPM. I've done it around about 6,000 RPM, and I've done it at around 8,000, I think it was. So this engine should be warmed in. Now it needs to be dialed in, because when you're running in the engine, you're running it really rich. The first time, it's still warm. It's not actually, it's cold. It's the sun, I think, this is the hot one. When you first start this engine, I mean, you saw the smoke come out. I mean, you saw it when I started it in the hangar. I mean, wow, what the hell was all that about? I should be looking into the actually camera, sorry, not the screen. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm in shot, because it's all a bit weird and random. But it's all good. Oh yes, with the Saito. Oh yeah. So, he's saying so again. The second run that I did and the third one was less smoky, even though it's running rich, because that's what Saito say, run it rich. And that's what we did. So we're going to grab David. At the moment he's over the field playing about with quads, and as you can hear, and planes. But we're going to see if we can get him on the camera and just dial it in. We'll just watch what he's doing, and once it's dialed in, she's ready to go on the target booth. Right, so now we've actually run the engine in. What we're going to do now, so it's ready to put on the Tiger Moth.
Yeah, well now it's ready to go on the Tiger Moth. We want to make sure the engine's running nice, so we want to tune it using the main needle,
right,
so that it's reaching its maximum RPM.
Okay.
And make sure it's ticking over nicely too, doesn't want to stop, and yeah, see how it goes.
Alrighty, well I'm going to be on the other side of the camera so you can see this in full glory, and I'm going to get not covered in crap like I just did. Let someone else get covered in crap, come on. Alrighty, before we begin, we're going to go through his safety features, so if you want to go ahead and tell me a bit about safety.
Well, it's very important that when we start, we want to make sure that the engine's primed. So one technique is to put your finger on the exhaust. There's no glow plug on the engine at the moment, and very carefully turn it over so it sucks some fuel through into the carburetor. You normally know it's working because your hand will get wet with the
fuel. Yeah, we saw that earlier, yeah.
So I'm just going to turn it over a couple of times, so we don't want hydraulic lock to come in. It's a bit difficult with 4-stroke, but it can still happen. The last thing you want to do is damage the con rod.
Okay.
So that engine's running nice and freely.
Okay.
Now the engine's ready.
Here we go. Now we have got ear defenders because it is noisy. I mean, when I was running it in, it was quite loud. So also, you know, I spoke to them earlier on about the technique of putting your arm away, where people get a technique of putting their arm back. So if you watch this, guys and girls.
So the first thing I would do, I would actually pull the engine back off the compression. So that's full compression coming on.
Right.
Winding it backwards.
Clockwise, yep.
Until it hits the compression again.
Okay.
That gives a good couple of turns before it starts.
Okay. It doesn't break your wrist then.
Yep.
All right, let's get this bad boy dialed in. Or at running pace anyway. That should all be
You can see I'm also using the starter to wind it back again.
Yeah.
I do not want to be using my hand while the glow plug is still connected.
No, that is a really good safety feature. Ooh. Alrighty, I'm back in the hangar. So there you go. We filmed this yesterday at the field, obviously, because I wouldn't have time to put it on YouTube. There's a couple of bits that wasn't mentioned actually. I forgot to film, but on the Saito, on here, you've got the main speed screw, and then there's like an idle screw. Now, when you're running it on idle, as soon as you pull the throttle back, it should be like that. It should go, not splutter and go. And we had to smooth that screw like a quarter turn, and before you know it, the engine was just right off. It was like a racehorse. So, and also something other. If you look at the end, I haven't got a spinner. Now, in the UK, we're with the BMFA, and it's actually illegal to fly like that without a spinner. I don't know about across the pond. But so yeah, so I have got to get a spinner. I think I'm on the tilt again today. Who knows? But yeah, it was a lovely time yesterday. You know, thanks to Paul and Andy yesterday. Paul was doing the little drone work, and he was teaching me a bit about the engine because he's got so much experience. As I say, there's lots of lovely people. Unfortunately, didn't get to meet Keith, but Andy's going to be teaching me as well. He said that he's up for teaching me late at night, which makes it a lot easier for me. So we could get some flying, which is fantastic. This is what we're waiting for. So standby 2021. It's going to be Maiden City. You know, Dad's RC Hangar. I'm not even going to call it Dad's RC Hangar. I'm going to call it Maiden, because that's what we're going to be doing. So anyway, this is probably the shortest video ever. So cherish this moment. So until we fire this bad boy up, in fact, we're going to stick it on the Tiger Moth and get it positioned, because now I know the position. We've got on the Tiger Moth, we've got a new tank to put in, a different tank from the original tank, and lots of electronics, and also loads and loads and loads of fun stuff. And interesting stuff. So stick around for the next Tiger Moth videos, because they're going to be good ones. So until then, try and keep cool in this mega heat in August of 2020, because it's once again it's mega hot today. Keep cool, have fun, keep flying, and most of all, be safe. Thanks for popping by now. See you later then. Bye bye.